Good evening, my lovely Spockles, and welcome to another post-narrated Wi-Fi battle. This is another Clan Wars battle that I had against Adam. I think I battled him before on this channel, so this is basically a rematch. No, not really a rematch, but like revenge match. And the added pressure of being in the Clan Wars. Of course, if you don't know what the Clan Wars are a competition held in the Khaotic Plasma Pokemon Battling and Trading Group, in which you have to apply for a clan. They will test you and they will see if you are worthy enough for a position amongst their clan members. And then over the course of a weekend, you just battle everyone that is available. And every time you win, you get 1 point. Every time you win with 5-0 or 6-0, you get 2 points. And at the end of the weekend, all the points will be tallied, and the winning clan, each member of the winning clan will receive 30 shiny flawless Pokemon and all that stuff. So that was very nice. Clan Wars, very nice principle. This edition we did not win. Apocalypse, the clan I am in, we have won at least 2 times. And but this time around it was Rivals. So big shout out to Rivals. Did that in the last video as well, but that doesn't matter. They should get all the credit they deserve. So, but looking at this match, I am battling Adam, and as you can see, it is very, very OU. Both of us have brought the OU team. I'm bringing the Steves again. Even the original Excadrill Steve. In the last video I said I brought the wrong Excadrill. In fact, actually the Excadrill that is named Steve, part of this group, I thought it was Sandrush, but it was not. It is a Mold Breaker, as you will see in this video. So I had to replace it because the strategy revolves around having Sandrush. But other than that, I'm bringing Rotom-Wash, Scizor, Mega Venusaur, Latios, Excadrill, and Tyranitar. So basically it's a Sandstorm team. Get the final sweep in with Excadrill if necessary, but usually he just comes in on a weak special attack because it is an Assault Fist version. I'm bringing Choice Specs Latios. I like that deck. I like tricking it onto Chanseys and walls and Heatrans and stuff. Got Mega Venusaur with Earthquake because it is a great Heatran lure. And just Swords Dance Scizor, and of course Pain Split defensive Rotom-Wash. My opponent, however, is bringing Landorus Steed, Latios, Heatran, Greninja, Scizor, and Terrakion. So a lot of big threats. I don't see Terrakion that often anymore. But that's basically because of bird spam, I guess. It's still a very good Pokemon, very powerful, can really hit hard if you're not careful. Has a great dual stab in fighting and rock. Then there is Scizor. Of course, Scizor, part of a U-turn core I see in his thing, where Landorus is also carrying the U-turn, and maybe even the Greninja. But other than that, Scizor is just an amazing Pokemon to use in general. Greninja also a very big OU threat because of the protein ability and the insane coverage that it gets. It is a very popular Pokemon, and in Auras that will even become more popular because it learns Gunk Shot via Move Tutor, and that is going to be that's going to give it the possibility to kill Clefairy, and that's something that was very important, I guess. Then there's Heatran, especially defensive. And the standard set, there's Latios, so I'm assuming that is his Defogger, and then there's Landorus T. So, yeah, let's just get this show on the road. This was a very fun battle. Adam was also a part of the Shell Cannon clan, same as the last battler, Alex Mendoza. So all the fun battles, I've been looking through my battles, and all the fun battles seem to be coming from the Shell Cannon clan. So big shout out to them. But he's gonna lead off with the Terrakion. I am gonna lead off with my Rotom-Wash because it does have a slow volt switch in case, and it can basically take a close combat. And look at that damage. I am physically defensive and still I take half of it. So I'm gonna assume that this guy was choice banded or something like that. But I do get the burn off, which is awesome, meaning that his next close combat will not KO me after Leftovers recovery. Not even close, actually. And this gives me the opportunity to first Pain Split away, and because he goes to the close combat, look at that, that did nothing at all, and because I'm at low health, Pain Split is gonna do more damage to him, and then I can just recuperate some health. So I'm back at half of my HP, and then still the Leftovers recovery. So Steve is standing there, is floating around like the washing machine that he is. It doesn't care. But at this point I do need to switch out because I don't want to take another one, and even with Pain Split there are limits because it just cuts the HP in half. So I switch out into something that can resist the close combat, and I was pretty sure that it was banded, but even when it's burned I do resist. I am physically defensive, so I take that like a champion, and at this point the Terrakion can't do anything here because it's choice locked into the close combat, so he has to switch out if he wants to. Maybe he wants to keep it as Death Father, and I want to say that I predicted it, but I didn't. I just wanted to be safe, just go for the Giga Drain. He would outspeed me and get some damage, and then I would just heal off the damage that he does. But he's gonna switch out, go into Heatran, and I'm just gonna launch that Giga Drain, not doing anything against special defensive Heatran, of course, because it's too hard to handle. But Fat Steve has a little tech for these kind of Pokemon. The problem though is that I can't one-hit KO it with an Earthquake, but he can't really do anything in return. So that going for the Earthquake is just fun. Look at that. That was like what is that? 75% just for the Earthquake. That was awesome. And yeah, he's gonna go for the Will-O-Wisp, meaning that my Earthquake might not kill anymore, but nonetheless it is gonna kill. But I do expect him to switch out right here. Knowing that there is an Earthquake, he doesn't want to switch in. I do outspeed him, so he's gonna go into his Jetliner, and predicting that, I went for the Leech Seed. Now, the thing is, I love seeing Latios switch in, because basically I have this Tyranitar, and it is tailor-suited to take 3 Draco Meteors from Life Orb Latios, and I have the Pursuit. So what I'm gonna do here is I want to switch in my Tyranitar, but Adam really saw through it, and he just switches back into his Terrakion, and that was a great play on his behalf, predicting the switch and recording and reacting to it. But in the end it doesn't really matter, because as long as I have my Mega Venusaur and as long as this Terrakion is burned, I have no threat at all. But I did get the Sandstream up for 8 turns because this Tyranitar still has Smooth Rock. I am going to switch that to the leftovers in order to tank even more hits, especially also the Bird Spam if that's still present. So I'm gonna switch back out into Fat Steve, and he's gonna go for the close combat. Look at that, Fat Steve not giving a fuck. But that's great for me, I guess. But at this point he really needs to sack off this Terrakion, because it really can't do anything anymore. And the thing is here, I go for the Leech Seed here. Why didn't I go for the Giga Drain? If he does decide to switch out, then at least the Leech Seed would hit something else. If he doesn't switch out the Leech Seed, with Giga Drain I wouldn't have healed any more than that. So with the Leech Seed I am able to kill it as well, and recover just that tiny bit that that Terrakion could still give me. So look at that, Terrakion goes down, I take some Sandstorm damage, I take some burn damage, and that really sucks, because the thing is, I don't play Synthesis on this guy for the sole reason that I am playing Smooth Rock Tyranitar, because for 8 turns there's Sandstorm and then Synthesis won't be healing that much. So basically here, what I want to do, what I want to switch up is give leftovers to Tyranitar so that it's only 5 turns long, and then I can play Synthesis, really increasing the longevity of this Mega Venusaur, because it's sometimes really. But I decide to switch back out into the Tyranitar while he goes for the Psyshock, and now this Latios is dead because I do have the Pursuit. He did decide to switch out, but he really can't do anything unless he was carrying HP Fighting, and still with a Life Orb that would only do like half damage, and then I would still kill it. So that was great. We got rid of the Latios, I'm very sorry. And here I decide, okay, he's gonna U-turn, that is a given. So what I want to do is I want to sacrifice Fat Steve right there, so that he would not gain the momentum by going for the U-turn, because I do live it, of course, but there's still the burn and the Sandstorm damage. That is my way, so I can just see what he wants to switch in and then send out the appropriate counter or check. So he's deciding to switch in the Greninja, and Fat Steve is buffeted by the Sandstorm, and then he gets some burn damage, and then we say goodbye to Fat Steve. It was fun, you did your job, you really weakened that Heatran, that was nice. It's gonna be helpful later on, but you have to go back to your Pokeball. Now, this is the point where I realized, shit, I don't have my Sandrush Excadrill. I brought my Mold Breaker Excadrill. He's named Steve, so I was really confused. So I don't outspeed this Greninja. He goes to the Skull and he gets the burn off, and that really sucks. If you look at the damage, this is damage from a burned, assault-vested Excadrill. If he didn't get the burn, that would have been a kill, even before he could have gone for the Skull. So if I were to bring the Sandrush, I would have been able to outspeed the Greninja. But because it is Mold Breaker, because it is burned, it really has no use. So I'm just gonna sacrifice Steve right there, because you know, it was a mistake. I made a mistake for bringing the Mold Breaker instead of the Sandrush. And yeah, but this Greninja is now at a point where it's easily killed by a Volt Switch. He knows that, so he wants to switch out into his Heatran. I predict that I go for the Hydro Pump, and then we say our farewells to too hot to Heatran. So that's great. That was a good play on my behalf. I did, you know, the biggest mistake I made in this match was bringing the wrong Excadrill, I guess. But that doesn't really matter. Steve is really pulling through. That thing cannot be killed by anything he has left. He has the Landorus. I can just burn that. He still has the Scizor, I assume. I can just burn that. And this Rotom-W is basically just gonna win me the game. So that's great news. I'm gonna burn the Landorus right there while he goes for another U-turn. And after being burned, that is doing nothing against my little washing machine. So that's great, Steve. You're pulling your weight, man. I think it's the name. I think it's the nickname. But he's gonna go into Greninja right there. And at this level of health, I can take any Life Orb special attack from Greninja. And he decides to go for the Dark Pulse, hoping for the flinch, I guess. I don't get flinched, and I do get off another Will-O-Wisp. I could have gone for the Volt Switch or for the Hydro Pump, but the Hydro Pump has a very low accuracy. I only want to use it when I'm very certain that it would kill. And with Greninja, you never know if it would kill, because it could go for the Grass Knot with Hidden Power Grass or something silly like that, and then it wouldn't kill, and then I would lose my Rotom. So that sucked. But I did get the burn off, and now I can just switch out into Steve, which is my Tyranitar. I'm gonna set up the sand again, getting that residual I'm very sorry about that. Getting my residual damage up while he goes for another Dark Pulse, but I resist that, and I'm like, yeah, Greninja, you can't do anything. So, realizing that he was actually not Life Orb, but in some way Choice Locked, so I'm gonna assume. I don't want to assume Choice Scarf Greninja, because who runs Scarf Greninja? I mean, I don't know why. I see people use it, and I think, like, why? It is already one of the fastest mons in the game, and you just want to outspeed those precious few? I don't get it. But he's gonna switch into Scizor. That's of course not good for my Tyranitar, so I have to switch out here. I go into Steve the washing machine, and look at that. He's gonna Mega Evolve, and he's gonna go for the Bullet Punch, because a Bullet Punch from Mega Scizor would probably take care of my Tyranitar. I'm not really sure. Didn't want to risk it. But what you're about to see here is just how amazing Steve is. Look at that. He took that like a champion. And that is great news for me. Now here my opponent is predicting me to go for the Will-O-Wisp, trying to burn the Scizor. But looking at my health, I didn't want to risk it. There was still Sandstorm up, so I just went for the Pain Split instead, because afterwards I could just still take any hit he would throw at me. So he predicted the Will-O-Wisp and switches in the already burned Landorus, but that is just a great opportunity for me. I get my health back, meaning that this Steve will not go down to the last two Pokemon that my opponent is bringing out. And yeah, so Landorus, I can just go for a Hydro Pump right there, finish it off. You get some leftovers recovery. Yeah, you know, all these things happen. You have the Sandstorm, you have the leftovers on both sides, you have the burn damage, so a lot of things are happening. But that's okay, because basically this game is won now by my Rotom-Wash. So, that being said, I really had fun with this match, because the thing is, with post-battle narration, it all goes so fast. It's like 26 rounds, but each of those rounds in real life, they took so long. We were really like thinking it through and stuff, and that's, you know, that's the fun part. But for now, because of the Clan Wars, I didn't want to record the live battles, because it really hampers with my thinking pattern, because I'm talking out loud, I guess, something like that, and I really get extracted easily. So I couldn't afford that for my team, so that's why I do not record anything in a live fashion. So, by the time I finished that speech, the Landorus was going down because I missed one Hydro Pump, but I hit the other one. That was more than enough. And now the Scizor is coming in, but he can't kill me with anything that he has. I outspeeded, so I can burn it before it could go for the possible knockoff. But that is just awesome. He's going for the U-turn, showing me that he doesn't have the knockoff. He has U-turn, Swords Dance, and Bullet Punch, I guess. And then as a final move, probably Roost or something. I have the feeling this is bulky Scizor, especially since I outspeeded. I guess it is bulky Mega Scizor. They usually carry Roost, but I'm gonna go for the Pain Split right there, get back some health, ensuring the victory before I go for those Hydro Pumps, because the sand, no, not the Sandstorm, but the burn damage is gonna whittle it down to the point where a Hydro Pump should be enough. So, that being said, the Sandstorm subsided, so that means no passive damage for my Steve, meaning that I can tank those hits even better. And this is the final turn. I go for the Hydro Pump, I hit her right away, right in the face. Go get soaked, Scizor, and not enough to kill it. He's gonna go for a final U-turn, and after a Swords Dance, look at that, Mega Scizor burned +2, still does a decent chunk to physically defensive Rotom-W, so that was awesome, but it was not enough. And the burn is going to take care of the Scizor, and that will be the game, my dear Spockleites. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I certainly did. I had a lot of fun battling Adam and his crew, the Shell Cannon clan, represent! But I don't know why I did that. Apocalypse, that's my clan. So, if you did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, and share the videos all around. So, I bid you all farewell, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.